Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Was the King of the Strongest Empire. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, remember to go ahead and check out the other what ifs that I posted today. What if Naruto fused with Minato, Kushina, and Kurama over on Anime King 3, and enjoy that guys. What if Naruto fell in love with the Vampire Queen over on Anime King? What if Deku was the #1 villain over on Anime Prince? So go ahead and enjoy those guys. Remember for new, yes, I indeed have 4 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and comment down below and tell me if you're new. So yeah, without further ado, we jump right into this new episode. Start the intro guys. So the last part we left off, Naruto had vanquished Gato and erasing all of his troops. As he spoke in front of Haku and Zabuza, the people of Wave had to see, they had to feel the safeness that their king brought them. Thus, within the next 2 weeks, a lot of changes came to the Wave. Kakashi had tried to find out as much information as he could, however, he was able to find out absolutely nothing. Sakura talk about her being knocked out was getting nowhere at all. As well as for Naruto and Sasuke, they were on the move. As the people of the Wave were bringing in new supplies and new shipments, as the Wave was being brought to prosperity, Tsunade was directed to be the daimyo of the village. As she was shocked, she had no experience, however, she was the one that brought the people together. She had the wisdom, she had the strength. As they begged her to become the daimyo, she accepted to keep her people safe. As the people were just more in love with Naruto for everything that he has done, there was a lot of love and a lot of respect. However, it was time for them to go now. But Naruto clone accidentally ran out of chakra as he poofed away, which was pretty bad. We had then flashed back towards the past a bit as Naruto had went off with Sasuke. They had left their clones behind. Upon arriving, Zabuza and Haku were shocked to the sight of the village that they came across. They could not believe the magnitude and how spectacular it was. While that was going on, Kakashi and Sakura had to get back to the village quickly so they could report this. Kakashi has been spending a lot of time on Sakura, who was determined to get stronger. He told her to keep up as he was gonna move fast. However, she was determined to get stronger. She was not liking being the one that was left in the shadow every single moment of her life. So she wanted to get stronger by any means possible. As Kakashi only had her to teach now, seeing that the other two really did not care for his teaching. So he had to focus on his one remaining student, which he did, as he gave her all of his time and effort to make her stronger. While that was going on, a woman showed up. The woman made everyone feel like their heart was gonna burst to the amount of power that she released by a single glance. She grabbed Naruto and told him that it was time for him to come with her, as he did not protest, as he told Sasuke to handle everything. Some time passed as Sasuke was handling. As he was training with the owl, Sasuke had owl summons, as it was helping his intuition and speed and reaction time. As Sasuke was beyond grateful. As for Naruto, his summons were something far different. An ancient being, the water itself, that had been on this elemental nation, the Queen of the Seas. She was a long forgotten powerful deity being that had been trying to find someone who she wanted as her son. Over the years, she watched as mothers had their children, people had their families, sons, brothers, cousins, everything, as she wanted one of her own to take care of. She created seals that someone would find her one day. However, they need to blend with the water and not struggle. One day, Naruto showed up after breaking through the seals, and since then, she had taken him on as her adoptive son. While Naruto would never forget his own mother, the pain that this woman had, not to mention all that she had to offer him, as Naruto obliged with her. So she has been helping him, not to mention she has created an underground palace which she called Atlantis. She had a ton of other soldiers that most of them wanted to destroy Konoha for the treatment that Naruto has been through. However, Naruto was the only one saying no to that, as they treated him like what he was supposed to be treated as, their prince, as she was a queen and Naruto was her son. So he was a prince, as Naruto was close to a lot of them, as they vary in power. Her top lieutenants were tremendously powerful, as their power far exceed anything Naruto has ever witnessed. However, Naruto was still 12 years old. He had time to grow. She was teaching Naruto how to control everything around in this space. It turned out his clone burst, so he had to go back to Konoha. It was only a matter of time now before he had to leave the village forever, so he told him not to fret, as he understood. So he had to go and get Sasuke. So yeah guys, the basic lesson we left off, you guys can switch across the places for yourself, and what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode again? Now guys, we begin this episode with Sakura and Kakashi. It's just a bit further. I know you're tired, but we will be there in a few minutes. Kakashi tried to motivate Sakura to continue on. They had been moving at full speed for 3 days. Kakashi had to hand it to her, yes. They had to slow down here and there, but she stuck in there. Right, Sensei, she said. Sakura really missed her bed. She missed her bath. She missed her home at the moment that she was exhausted, but yet, she still kept on moving, as she couldn't wait to get home and just collapse in her warm bed. After a bit more running, they were able to see the village gates, as they heard loud laughing in the direction. What they saw caused them to stop in their tracks. No way. Sakura said in utter disbelief. Laughter could be heard. That's hilarious, holy crap. Izumo, one of the Eternal Gate guards. Damn kid, I never thought I would hear one that funny in my lifetime. You gotta let me use it sometime. Kitetsu was the other Chunin, completing the gate guards. Both Chunin could barely hold in their laughter. Whatever joke they just heard caused them to burst out laughing. But what halted Sakura and Sasuke was the two individuals that were making them laugh. Well, not two, one. The blonde that was just standing there, calm as ever, with a little smile on his face, and his Uchiha friend, who was just standing there passively. They're not even tired. Where did they came from? They would have to have passed us at some point. Did they travel when we slept? Did they know when we slept? Kakashi couldn't understand as he moved towards the gate, with Sakura stumbling after him. Ah, Kakashi-sensei, Sakura. Nice of you guys to join us, said Naruto. Naruto was pleased to see the look on Kakashi's face. He knew that he was in his head, meaning that he would be able to direct his moves. With one action, he could have Kakashi focus all of his time on one thing, meaning they could do everything that they wanted without any distraction. Yeah, Kakashi, what gives? We know about your tendency to be late, but after an hour, we start to worry, said Kitetsu, wiping a tear away from his eye. Seeing that he was laughing so much, fellas, it's not Kakashi's fault. We got separated in a mess. We tried to follow after him and Sakura, but their trails got cold. I guess it was easier for us to find our way out. You guys look like you had a really tough time, said Naruto. Mock. That all he's done since day one. There was only so much that someone could take. Kakashi would love to whip him around, for him to understand his position. However, there was too many unknowns. If Naruto or the Kyuubi could be a threat to the village, Kakashi felt it best to err on the side of caution. But each time begged the question, how much more can he take? Sensei. Sakura looked towards him for some sort of direction. It happens. It was hard to tell if what was in front of us was real or not. But once we saw through it, it was easy to deal with. Anyway, we should go report in, Kakashi said. His words were spat out angrily, as you could hear the anger behind his tone. As Sakura dragged herself behind her sensei, guess we should go too. You guys don't get in trouble telling that joke, said Naruto, as they entered the village. Damn, I think you pissed off Kakashi, Izumo said. Nah man, he knows I wasn't being serious. Right, said Kitetsu, seeing that Kakashi got angry all of a sudden. Time skip, Hokage's office. Team 7 had just finished reporting in back. Hiruzen had Naruto and Sasuke report in, as he looked towards Kakashi to confirm his words. From the account he received, the boys basically ran the mission as a two-man cell, while he focused on training Sakura. Both of them engaged and defeated the high-rank Nin, while successfully defending their target, and even established a great rapport with the people by defeating a tyrant. Hiruzen couldn't help but be proud. This mission was no laughing matter in difficulty and importance. With a direct port to a seaport now established, the Leaf could get a variety of different supplies that he could never get before at competitive prices. The bridge construction will also bring some more missions to Leaf, ranging from escort missions and protection missions of the merchants alike. Little did he know that none of that was going to happen. All of the waves and its affairs are already under Naruto's control. How did you manage to secure a victory against such a formidable opponent? As glad as he was over the success of the mission had another purpose. Hopefully with the level of danger that was present, Kakashi was able to witness something that was worth note. Zabuza was fatigued after using a large-scale water jutsu. After avoiding the technique, I saw this chance to strike and took it, finishing him off with my blade. Naruto and Sasuke said, as the both of them delivered the same answer. After some more back and front, he found it useless to continue with the boys. Their answers were vague, they were clearly hiding up something, but it doesn't matter what he say, they always have something to justify their actions about everything. Is there anything else you'd like to report, Team 7? Harrison figured that he would get the bulk of his answers from Kakashi, so might as well send the kids on their way. Hokage-sama. Yes, Sakura, is there something you'd like to say? They need to be punished, she thought to herself. Disappearing, disobeying our sensei, not to mention whatever Naruto clone did to me on the bridge. As a voice in her head said that she was going to set all of that until a hand placed on her shoulder, as she looked to see that it was her sensei. I'm sure she just wanted to thank you for trusting her team with such an important mission, Hokage-sama, said Kakashi. Kakashi did not know if they would retaliate against her, so it's best not risk it. So he stopped her from saying anything. Yes, Hokage-jiji. It was indeed grateful for you to allow us to take this mission. It was a worldwide experience. Naruto's voice was so calm, as it was just his tone. It was nice to see the world outside the village, Sasuke said. It made Harrison feel sick, something was just off. They were just children, and yet they rattled him so much. Something was missing and he just could not see it. I see. Experience turns us from naive children to wise adults. It's best for you to collect as much experience as you can while you're young. Then we will make sure to get as much experience as possible, Hokage-jiji. We hate to be the naive ones here. If that is all, we will be on our way so the adults can talk. Naruto and Sasuke left the room with Kakashi, signaling Sakura to do the same. Once they were gone, I figure, you had your reasons for stopping Sakura from speaking, Kakashi. So out with it. What did you observe? Their skill level is far above what we have on the file. They're both proficient in Shaklon Jutsu to the point where they can create clone with using only one hand, with no smoke as a byproduct. They received some new equipment, origins unknown. Naruto's weapon also possessed the ability to shift form. In the wave, he confronted Zabuza with a blue Nodiki. That weapon again, it was one of the changes in Naruto that intrigued Harrison the most. I've had some of our best minds look into a weapon of your description, but to no avail, I'm afraid. There's nothing like it in any of our archives. Were you able to obtain anything else? Not really, Hokage-sama. A wall of ice separated me and my opponent from Naruto and Zabuza. My opponent was an ice ninjutsu user, but I'm pretty sure the wall of ice that separated us was created by Naruto. You think he possesses an ice Keki Genkai? Harrison felt his temple pounding. Anything could be possible with them. They both took on Zabuza in one-on-one combat. Then Gato, the mercenaries, he had to have brought with him. Wait, what do you mean? Don't you know? I was rendered unconscious by my opponent. They caught me off guard with some sort of burning mist that crippled my movement. It had been a while since Kakashi had seen such a disappointed look on a leader's face. Once I came to, everything was already settled, and the people of Wave seemed to be worshipping the both of them, especially Naruto, referring to him as Sama and King, same as Sasuke. It seems he's much like his father. People seem to gravitate towards Minato, even though he didn't like the spotlight that much. Kakashi did not put much thought in it before. You're right. It was always like that when Minato Sensei was around. And speaking of Minato Sensei, I believe that Naruto also knew about his parentage. There was something that he said during our mission. One must earn the respect of others through their actions and character. Then he asked me if I was deserving of respect like Sensei was. Naruto was right. In time, Kakashi found answer to the boy's question. Minato never demanded respect from anyone, he earned it. Whether it was his kind nature, his sharp intellect, his deadly skills, people always concluded to respect Minato. If he know the truth, he may hold resentment for the village for everything he's been through. That boy has suffered hardship no child should ever have to go through. Add the fact that his parents gave their life for his very source of pain. It would be understandable, said Kakashi. Still, said Hiruzen, they have not shown any behavior that would suggest any ill intent towards the village. Well, there's one more item of concern. On our way back, the Naruto and Sasuke that were with us were clones. The Naruto clone said that he didn't have enough chakra to continue, so I'm thinking that they switched with their clones beforehand. How were you able to locate the originals? That's the thing, I wasn't. They assured me that it would be pointless to find them, so I tried to beat them to the village. But they beat us here by an hour or so, according to Katetsu and Izumo. So we have even more questions now. Where were the originals? And how exactly they beat you back to the village? How did they avoid crossing paths with you and still make it back first? I'm sorry, but I have no answers, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen sighed as he went quiet for a few seconds. We have no choice. With the Kyuubi being a potential threat, I feel it's best to increase surveillance on them both. They have their reason for hiding things from us, but they seem to be going through an awful lot to do so. We will just have to find out what, hopefully before it's too late. Hokage-sama, I don't believe to question your decision, however, I have a hard time believing that you will go against the village. I mean, it's unfortunate Hiruzen said, cutting him off. But we have had talented shinobis betray the village before. It will be foolish of me to ignore a potential threat to our home because of my biased nature towards the both of them. But before we go so far, let's see if the Anvus will be able to find something and put some pieces of this puzzle together. I will also be sending for Tsunade and Jiraiya. They might be necessary for the worst case scenario. His village and people has been hurt before. To prevent them from going through that again, he will have to do all that is in his power and his might. Understood, Hokage-sama, said Kakashi. Meanwhile, at the Uzumaki hidden bunker, you're dismissed, Kakashi. Keep an eye out for any more suspicious behavior, and keep up soccer training. From your assessment, you will make a fine kunoichi, and another pair of eyes and ears if needed. The third voice would be heard, coming out of a receiver matrix. Fools. Utter fools. Naruto couldn't help but laugh to what Sasuke said. At least Kakashi found the answer to my question. I was starting to worry. It's gonna be more difficult though to get anything done with all these eyes on us. I wouldn't worry about it too much. We can always go to Sora and use a gate to get to him if anything needed. And with our forces on active duty, we won't be needed out of the village that much. I know you hate it, but we'll have to buy our time for a bit longer. Though, if the Sanins are returning, that is moving up our timeline. You are right, Naruto-sama. She's a crucial part of our plans. Plus, it's been a long time since we've seen her. Elsewhere. Achoo! A woman sneezed. The woman beside her spoke. Bless you, Shizune. Are you catching a cold or something? Beside her was none other than the legendary Senju Tsunade. Her apprentice, Shizune Kato, had just sneezed. No, I'm fine. Sorry about that, Lady Tsunade. And Anvu-san, she said. The both of them had been out of the village for years now, traveling through the elemental nation. Tsunade had a terrible habit of gambling and she lost every time, as she developed the moniker of legendary sucker. If it wasn't for Shizune acting as her caretaker in many cases, she would have ended up in a hole a long time ago. After all these years, they were approached by a shinobi originating from their homeland. They had just left the clearing as they were moving through the woods, and they were approached by a cat-mice Anvu. It's quite alright, Lady Tsunade, Lady Shizune. I'm here to deliver a message from the Hokage. He wishes for you to return to the village as a precaution. I am not sure of the details, however, you can find more information within this scroll. Shizune walked to take the scroll, however, she was stopped. I'm sorry, but my orders are to give to Lady Tsunade only. What is in there is for her eyes only. Idiot. Anything anyone has to say to me, they can say to Shizune, even the old monkey. The Anvu was glad that she was wearing her mask. A trembling lip and a river of sweat running down one's face was not a look of an elite. Of course, Lady Tsunade. Here you are, Shizune-san. As Shizune took it and opened the scroll, she read the contents. Lady Tsunade, this is pretty serious. He has even called for Lord Jiraiya. Whatever it is, if he got that pervert, then he shouldn't need anything from me. What is so urgent anyways? It's better if you see for yourself. As Tsunade took it. Damn. I knew the kid was immediately bitching Julki, but to think, the old man believed him as a threat. Still, I don't know about this. Sensei and Jiraiya should be able to handle the brat. Before you say no, check what is written at the end. Shizune pointed towards the bottom. Hiruzen had offered to settle all her debt that she had racked up while she was out of Konoha. If that wasn't enough, any service that she would provide, she'd receive payment for a mission, A rank or higher. Once this was handled, she and Shizune could hit the road and go to the big casinos once again. Lady Tsunade, you know we have to go. Alright, fine. We'll go back to the village. If this turns out to be some scheme to make me stay, I'm beating the crap out of all of you, including the messenger. She was a Sannin for a reason, as her strength was very tremendous, and a threat like that was a death warrant. Lady Tsunade, stop that. Please don't mind her, Anbu-san. Please go forward and let the Hokage know of our return. It should take us no longer than a week to arrive at the village. Shizune did her best to quell the anger of her teacher. This has been her life for pretty much 15 years. Why yes, very good, the Anbu said. Until we meet again, as she vanished. Shizune looked happy. It seems like someone is happy. It's been a while since we've been in the village. But you still have friends back there, don't you? And you've been keeping in touch with them, haven't you? Tsunade felt bad sometimes about taking Shizune with her. But after all she had suffered, she couldn't stay in the village, nor could she leave Shizune alone. Yes, I have. It's been many years since I've saw them, but I'm sure they have also changed in the years. As have I, she said. Yeah, if I remember right, you saw them like what, 5 years ago? They were on that mission for a month, and you were able to visit. I'm surprised you remember that. Of course I do. The village I stay at waiting for you had one of the luckiest halls. I was on a roll for about a week. Stars fill her eyes as she remembered how the money and sake just kept on flowing that week. Though it was short-lived as she saw the unamused look on Shizune's face. Of course. Let's just be on our way then. I'll not keep them waiting, Shizune said. And with that, the both of them made their way. Time skip. It doesn't look too different than back in the day. You're right. It looks like the people are content with the way they are. Despite returning after 15 years of travel, it felt like a random detour through another town. They had completed a week travel to be greeted by the gates of Konoha and the 2 gate guards there. Unfortunately for them, the guards could not pull their attention away from the luggage that Tsunade was carrying, which led to her bumping them over their heads. This place always produced pervert, but no new casino or gambling halls. What about tourism? What about providing some more leisure opportunity for the hard-working man from 9 to 5? Tsunade Rant got more than a little deadpan expression from Shizune. I guess that is something you will have to bring up with the Hokage, Lady Tsunade. We should go and report our arrival as soon as possible. What's the rush, Shizune? Don't you want to see our friends first? I'm not sure where they are, or what they might be up to right now. We can look for them after we've made the Hokage know that we've returned. You sure? It's been a while since you saw them. No need for you to wait any longer than you already have. If I didn't know better, I would say you're trying to get rid of me, Lady Tsunade. I'm sure I can meet up with them after we go and speak to the Hokage. Tsunade honestly didn't want Shizune to wait any longer to see her friends. She didn't know who she was referring to, but whenever she received a messenger owl, her world would just light up, and she would leave her to do as much gambling as she wanted. It had crossed her mind to ask how a messenger owl could find anywhere they are, despite them going in random places most of the time. But she figured over the years Konoha has just trained smarter messenger birds. Shizune had a point though, the sooner they handle business, the sooner they would have time to play. Best to get this over with then, and then I can have some fun in this stingy old place. Things haven't changed, probably never will, Shizune said. Did you say something? Asked Tsunade. Oh no, it's nothing, Lady Tsunade. The two made their way. They were intercepted by the secretary. Lady Tsunade, Hokage-sama is expecting you, but he's currently meeting with a genuine team. Can you please wait while I let him know that you're here? No need to worry, little girl. The old monkey knows I'm coming, so there's no issue. Lady Tsunade, just let me. Tsunade pushed past as she swung open the doors. Hiruzen blew a stream of smoke from his pipe as he looked towards the newcomers. It doesn't matter how long it's been. I'll never forget such pretty faces, he said. Welcome back, Tsunade, Shizune. Thank you. Hokage-sama, it's nice to be back in the village, Shizune said. I would have thought you would have done something new with the village, Sensei. It still looked like a dump here, Tsunade said. Trust me when I tell you plenty has changed. Wouldn't you say, Kakashi? Hiruzen and Kakashi shared a look. Yes, Lady Tsunade, the village has seen many new developments, the most promising being the new generation of shinobis. Allow me to introduce you to a few of our promising genins. This is Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno. Tsunade scanned the team up and down. Sakura was trying to control her freakout as she looked toward the Sanin. The way the pink-haired girl was trembling, Tsunade could tell that she was a big fan. A kunoichi that wanted to be just like her. But how could she blame the young girl? She was pretty awesome. She then looked towards Sasuke and found his eyes were closed. He just stood there perfectly still. Weirdly enough, it was hard to keep track of his presence if one wasn't paying attention to him. Then came her fellow blonde. The moment their eyes met, she could instantly see the resemblance between his father. As she felt calm, thoughtful, mature, those are the feelings that she got from him just by a glance. Over the years, like many shinobi, she developed a sixth sense that helped her assess danger and threats. She could tell that Kakashi had strengthened. However, her sense had also weakened, most likely due to his old age. She was glad to see that the fangirl had a little mind behind her. She was a bit worried about Shizune as well, who seemed to have weakened a bit, although they hadn't gone through any combat really. However, from these two boys, she could feel nothing. Nothing at all. Naruto's face got a little cocky smirk, and with it she saw the other half of his parentage. She had the chance to meet Kushina as she came to the village to become the new Genjulki, succeeding her grandmother. They had become somewhat close because of the close family relationship, and not to mention because of Jireya's student Minato being in a relationship with Kushina. Kushina at time would infuriate Tsunade to no end, either with her brashness, her crazy pranks, and just knowing what to say to push her buttons. "Hello, Shizune. It's a pleasure," said Naruto. He walked straight past Tsunade to greet Shizune, as she started to get pissed. "Hey, brat." However, Naruto spoke. "Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Naruto Uzumaki, and from that partially eye for the color red, I think you and I will become good friends." Shizune couldn't help but sport a smile of her own. "Thank you very much, Uzumaki-san. I'm sure you're right about that." "I'm talking to you," said Tsunade. She was quick to anger as her temper was skyrocketing because this brat was basically outright ignoring her. "I know you've been away from the village for quite some time now. If you're looking for a meal, I would highly recommend Ichiraku Ramen. They have some of the most delectable food in the village. Their seasoning and spice are simply to die for." He continued on like they were the only ones in the room. "Oh, I remember them. I'm not the biggest of ramen, but theirs were always the most delicious." It was so easy to speak to him, yet it was hard to interpret his words. "Whenever you find yourself a moment, please allow me to escort you to their lovely establishment. My treat, of course." The goal of this brat. He ignored her entirely to flirt with her apprentice. That was the last straw. I said, "Hey, brat!" She grabbed him by the Hiyori and threw him right through the window. Eyes almost jutted out of their sockets to see that display as Shizune rushed forward. As she looked to see where he ended up, "Lady Tsunade, what the hell do you think you're doing?" Shizune yelled at her. Tsunade could not remember the last time Shizune was upset. But why? All she did was throw a snot-nosed brat out of a building, no big deal. The little shit had it coming, Shizune. Besides, I didn't even throw him that far. She flexed her arm, as Kakashi then noticed a chain. "Lady Tsunade, your arm. Get that chain off you immediately." Chain? Yank! Tsunade was yanked right through as well, nearly hitting Shizune as she was pulled outside. She landed in the busy street. When she looked up, she was greeted by Naruto looking down at her, as the villagers gathered. As the people started to speak. "Isn't that the demon breath? Wait, is that Tsunade? I think it is Tsunade. Is he causing more issue? Why don't they just deal with the nuisance permanently? I told you that kid is no good." It seems that they did not matter who was around, despite calling him demon was a secret and well, violation. They still spoke the word. However, Tsunade was shocked. "How the hell did you pull me?" She looked up, but the look that she saw was no mistaking it. He was disappointed in her. She was shocked by that look. She received it from Shizune. "A lot of time already. Do you hear them? Do you hear what the people call me?" he asks. She had noticed her bigot comments, however she was too frustrated to pay attention. Though some of what she heard was, well, concerning. She was hasty in her reaction as she technically, well, assaulted him first. And the tone people were calling for his punishment. Some of them going as far to suggest his death. Willing to attack me for something so insignificant. Doing whatever they please with no regard for my safety or feelings. Never mind I'm younger or the fact that you're stronger or faster. What they want supersedes everything it seems. As Naruto turned and looked at them, many of them stepped back and stifled their rude commentary. Amongst the crowd he spotted a familiar set of eyes. And the moment things get tough, they cower in fear. They were so strong and opinionated a moment ago. But the moment the going get tough, they show their true colors. Once they come face to face with their fear, they turn and run. But not all of us get that choice. Naruto turned back to face her, as she found it difficult to pick herself up. What's going on? Is this Shane doing something to me? And where's it coming from? Tsunade was trying to make sense of anything that was happening before her. This boy was lecturing her like he was her sensei, and there she was kneeling like she was a good student. Yes, that look you have. That's the same one all of them do. That panic look when you can't rely on your superior strength or power. When someone suddenly become a threat. This really are your people, Tsunade, and I'm sure that they're elated that their legendary princess is here. You're all very much made for each other, you know. That smile looked like Minato's on the surface, however, Tsunade caught a glimpse of what was underneath. She saw a grin that rattled her, one that rivaled any twisted look that she ever caught from Orochimaru. Whether it was fear or anger she could not say, but her body had to strike, as she lashed out before she could think of what she was doing. Boom! Up on the roof, Kakashi and Sakura jump. What the hell did he say to her, Kakashi-sensei asked Sakura, as they saw the town people scattering. I have no idea, but... Boom! More explosions seemed to go off. A lot of them, in fact. Sakura, we're going after them. We have to stop this before they end up leveling the village. As Shizune and Sasuke jumped out, once they reached the street, Sasuke started to speak. It's good to see you again, Shizune-san. It's been too long. Thank you very much, Sasuke-kun. I miss you as well. It seems like you and Naruto-sama has been keeping up with your training. But with the time dilation seals, I don't see you have any difficulty doing so. It seems we aren't the only ones. You're a good deal stronger than what you were when we trained together some years ago. Well, when your charge get drunk and clunks out for a couple of days, you find yourself with a great deal of free time. But now that I return to the village, we'll be able to train together again. I'm quite excited, said Shizune. I'm interested to see how you improve your Hetsu. From what I remember, it was quite terrifying, said Sasuke. I know you got a glimpse of it, Sasuke-kun, and I know His Majesty did as well. But I'm glad to see you and Naruto-sama in good health. It seems you wanted to have a bit of fun. But I didn't expect things to get this destructive so quickly. It is his nature to get a bit chaotic at times, especially if he don't have to worry about his surroundings. I suppose, but still, Tsunade could have gotten herself killed. Her medical techniques aren't nearly to the degree of malice. So there would be no way to heal a true wound that she received from the king. The king has trained his king guard to a greater degree, gaining him more control. Though he can't stop them from appearing like when Tsunade grabbed onto him. He can stop them from doing anything fatal, said Sasuke, speaking about Naruto chains. After all, they were his king guards. That temper of hers is going to lead her to her death very soon, said Shizune. Naruto-sama is also comparing his physical capabilities to someone who is revered for their physical strength. Besides my guy, I doubt there is someone in this village that could contend with us physically, although I would like to be proven wrong. You sound so grown up now. You become a wise owl, haven't you, Sasuke-kun? Sasuke did his best to keep his stoic demeanor intact while he was being praised. I had to grow just like he did, same as you did. We made a promise. If I had a choice, I would be his right hand. She remembered the promise they made all those years ago. And I will be his left, says Shizune. It was on those days that she decided to hide away the smile that she wore on her face. It was only reserved for who was worthy of it. Only those that she chose. Since we have a moment, I'll fill you in on the new developments of the Empire. Shizune nodded as they both continued towards their king, with Naruto and Tsunade. Stop running, you mouthy little shit. Everything was vibrant yet blurry for the female Sanin. She did not usually lose it like this, but this kid, seeing something like that. Now, let us not resort to hypocrisy right now. And the fact that he kept on adding fuel to the fire did not make it easy for her to calm down. Besides, you should have been informed how I'm prone to run away from attackers. And that damn cocky smile on his face. Whenever she was about to smash him in the ground, he would dodge. And her fist cratered the ground. As he was shooting her that smile like he was a kid playing tag. Naruto was having fun. His whole life he wanted to ravage a village, even if it was just a little. He had no problem playing the monster card that they gave him. Kurama was more than happy enough to play along and feed into those urges of his. However, Naruto saw them as beneath him. But this foolish old woman was doing it for him, tearing through the village without a concern, blowing holes in the street, doing whatever she could to hit him. Sure, he knew they would blame him for it, but why would he care? Exactly, my lord. With you obtaining the wave and such a skill, carpentry force, the reconstruction of Uzu can be commenced. A home fitting for an emperor such as yourself. You are right, Kurama. We were fortunate that events had played out in such a beneficial manner. If the exchange mean dealing with the peasants some more, then so be it. Spoken like a true king. There's a clothing store that didn't want to sell to you. See if you can get her to attack that too, my lord. Kurama was having fun too, seeing the village trash right through the chase. It may not have been through the level of destruction that she would have liked, but it was still enjoyable for her. It's alright if you want to run, Tsunade. What's another 15 years, said Naruto. As Naruto stopped in front of a store, Tsunade leaped up in the air, as she then came down with a flying kick. She crashed into the ground. When the smoke cleared, all that was left was debris. That's right, you brat. Say something now, she shouted at a pile of rubble. It must have been acting as a tomb for that loudmouth brat. She even started to calm down. It might be a bit too much, but she will heal his wounds, if need be. Yep, things started to come until she heard something. Naruto said. She did say something, brat. As she turned to see him sitting cross-legged on the ground. Do I get a prize now, or, he said. She ripped the debris and threw it towards him as he dodged it. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. He dodged it by going on his hands and jumping and flipping away. As they made their way towards one of the training field, tearing through the village as they did so. 2 others were also watching them from a distance. Tsunade had to catch him for principal now. All that destruction behind her would be for nothing if she did not. Cut your shit, you little brat, she yelled. As Naruto stopped himself in the training ground. I'm so sorry. I don't think I heard you correctly. It was strange. He was bouncing around a moment ago and now he stood before her like he was some seasoned veteran. Wait, after all of that, he doesn't seem worried at all. What the hell has this kid been through? Kakashi and Sakura arrived to see the two of them having a standoff. Shizune and Sakura arrived, not too long after. Seems like now is a good time to apologize. Then we can shake hands and forget any of this ever happened. Tsunade could not read him, and now he was saying this, as that angered her even more. Cut the shit, you bastard. Who do you think you are? Some mouthless shit that has no idea of what the hell that he's saying. From what I heard, you fancy yourself as a king. Tell me, what kind of king runs away, with their tails between their legs? She expected him to lose his temper and attack her. However, he stood where he was. First of all, you are one of the people that should know I'm not a bastard. So if you would kindly stop using that word before things get unpleasant. The sheer weight of his words, it was like a waterfall, crashing down on everything around them. Secondly, I do not fancy myself a king. I am a king. This is not my attempt to bait you, just correcting someone when they're wrong. Besides, there are others that see me as I truly am. As Naruto glanced towards the forest, as he started to stretch back. I think I should do something, Kakashi said. However, Naruto interrupted him. Now you would like to do something, Hatake. You all had many opportunities in the past. Tell me, what is different now? As Naruto kept on stretching. What the hell is wrong with you, said Tsunade. She couldn't tell, but something about this boy just rattled her in the wrong way. Nothing at all. I just can't appreciate being addressed by such vulgar titles. I believe that this would have highly upset my parents as well. What do you think, Naruto asked? Both of them, Kakashi including Tsunade, was silent as he said that. I see. I guess that suffices as your answer, said Naruto. A good king is a better strategist. He must know when to retreat to defend and when to fight. But first of all, he must learn patience. A master of the realm has to be a master of the mind first. What are you going on about? You open your yap. knowing full well that you were gonna piss me off. So now I'm gonna show you what happens when you decide to mouth off to your elders. You spoke a lot yourself. Fully know of what you spoke of. That is not something I can overlook. Let me show you what kind of bastard my parents had. As Naruto adopted a strange stance that looked like the gentle fist. Disrespectful hag. Her and these filthy peasants. A princess of a ravaged land and a white knight came to her rescue when no one ever else would. To have their ear and sacrifices spat on in such a way. If I were able, I would have exterminated this nuisance before she was able to land a hand on you, my lord. One day, Kurama, I shall give you the gift that I can only deem worthy for all you've done for my parents and me. But for now, please, watch the results of my training, said Naruto. Kurama couldn't help but feel pride in her king. Calculated shit, said Tsunade. You're 100 years too young to think you can take me on. He rushed to strike first, however, he easily blocked her palm strike. She then threw a straight right, however, she found herself being parried to the side. As she started to punch repeatedly, however, he parried and deflected everything she threw. Kakashi-sensei, what is that? Sakura pointed at Naruto as Kakashi saw there was a transparent orb around the boy. As Naruto blocked her attack and rooted his foot into the ground, her stomach was left open as he buried his fist into it. Tsunade was thrown back a short distance as she clutched her gut in pain. That hurt. It felt like he was hitting my insides with that attack. Tsunade rushed forward as she closed the distance once again to attack. As Naruto knocked away all of her attacks, he did not throw a single one. I have to move in to stop this before things could get worse. Kakashi thought that Tsunade might be in trouble. This was his first real look at Naruto abilities since the graduation tests. And while he wasn't doing anything flashy, he was defending against Asani. Sakura, you stop. A voice spoke up. As something was wrong. Kakashi-sensei, I can't move. I can't either, said Kakashi. The both of them were paralyzed. They could not even turn to see if those behind them were paralyzed as well. I suggest you just look on. This is why she was brought back to the village anyways. They heard Sasuke from behind them. Sasuke, what are you doing? Kakashi flexed his chakra as he was able to move a bit but not much. Shizune and I are immobilized, same as you, Hokage. Whatever paralyzed you, it wasn't me. He turned to see Shizune struggling a bit. But Sasuke just remained calm, not trying to get out of the paralyze. Sensei, as he turned back to hear what Sakura had to say, as she was looking towards the fight, Tsunade was thrown. Face first, she hit the ground as she rolled. You can run away now. This was a waste of time. I'd rather be a bastard than what? You pathetic lot. Consider yourself, said Naruto. Tsunade picked herself up as she calmed herself. As she did not move into it that angrily, she could move better. Now that she wasn't so angry anymore, she started to push him back. As she pushed him back towards the forest edge. However, he stopped right at the edge and kneeled, like he was wounded. I hope you're enjoying the show. Please, continue to keep your eyes on me, like always. We will talk later, I promise. Naruto said in a whisper, before he picked himself back up. If this is all you are bringing to the table, what was the point of calling back the crybaby princess? That's it! Tsunade's fist was aflame with her chakra as she threw it. As Naruto remained calm, there are others who can see past shallow water. Those with eyes that can see through the deep. They have selected me as their king. Regardless of what you have to say or what you think, whether I'm a bastard, a monster, or a demon, I'll be their king. You talk a lot of shit, boy. You should be able to handle this, no problem. As Naruto raised his palm, her fist clashed with it. Reflection wave, said Naruto. In an instant, the ground exploded as Naruto thrust his palm forward. Her technique was reflected as Naruto added more power to it. Tsunade was blown through the sky. As she was sent sailing, the Haori that she was wearing was ripped apart by the force of the attack as she landed into the brush of the forest. Disappointing. Naruto stuffed his hands in his pocket. Come, Sasuke, we're done here, he said as he started to walk. As Naruto slowly walked past Kakashi and Sakura that was sweating. Tsunade got back up though as she rushed forward. As she was about to slam a fist over his head, however, a feeling that she hadn't felt in years. She felt her mortality if she went through with this. There was a chance that she would not recover. Yet, she pushed through it. She had to make this punk pay, however, her attack was deflected that easily by Shizune? Lady Tsunade, have you lost your mind? Do you know how much terror and destruction your rampage caused? Shizune berated her as Naruto walked with Sasuke joining him. Shizune, move, she said. Tsunade was still annoyed by this whole debacle. You've acted recklessly many times before. I never expected this. You've done a ton of damage and assaulted a genin. Then you go and insult him over his parentage, and you know who you're referring to. Now that she heard it from Shizune, she felt somewhat scummy. She did just throw him through the window because she found him annoying. However, he was antagonizing her. You could have seriously wounded him, and you didn't do anyone any favors by calling him a bastard. Shizune, I can understand why you're upset, but you're speaking out of turn. This matter is a lot more complicated than what we just saw. Kakashi chimed in from the side. He thought that Shizune was being a tad too critical. I'm sorry, but regardless of how complicated it might be, none of this is alright. What I heard the people in the village say about him was not right. The fact that his family has given so much, the fact that he is still giving so much and yet he's attacked and discriminated against. It's not alright, and by the fact, while all of this was happening, not one of you thought to stop any of it for his sake. Why were we told about the danger he could pose, but not the danger the village posed to him? Kakashi-sensei. Sakura was confused by all of this. After seeing her role model get tossed around by her genuine teammate, and all the talk of bastard and running, she was once again lost, confused what they were talking about, as she wondered who was Naruto's parentage, and why did it matter so much. She always thought that he was just some weird loudmouth orphan. However, there was more to what she witnessed. Were they scared of him? Was Naruto that strong? Why was Sasuke following him? Shizune, now is not the time to be having this conversation. Kakashi wanted to avoid bringing Sakura into this more than she already was. After today, he was sure that things were going to be different. Usually Naruto handled things with a bit of whimsy. He had even started this whole thing and went along, like it was a game at first. That was until Tsunade insulted him. At that moment, everything changed. He felt like whoever that was. He's 13. Of course now is not the time. He was right, disappointed as expected. The temper changed, matching Shizune's tone. It became cold. Tsunade had done plenty to upset the girl over the years, and though she shot her a disappointed look, she had never outright said it before. Shizune spoke once again. I will go and see if Naruto needs any medical attention, and apologize for the treatment he received today. As she turned and vanished. Sakura, it's best if you head home for today. If you happen to see Naruto or Sasuke on your way, please inform them that the team will be off tomorrow. Yes, Sensei, said Sakura. She could tell that this was above her pay grade, so she decided to listen and call it a day. All of this craziness had given me a headache. One thing is for sure, I'm staying away from those two. It was a couple of minutes before anyone spoke. Tsunade was the one that broke the silence. You can come out now, Jiraiya. As a figure walked out from the forest, none other than the Toad Son in Jiraiya. Damn, Haim. I know the plan was to test the kid, but shut it. I'm not in the mood. Let's just get back to the old man and get this over with. I need a damn drink, she said, as they made their way back to the office. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification say posted, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episodes of the other channels. Yes, if you're new, I indeed have 4 of them guys: Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince, which I post what if on every single day. Yes, you heard that correctly, every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And also don't forget to go ahead and turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post. Comment down below so I can talk to you personally and welcome you back to the channel. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get the hell out of here? See you guys soon. Peace guys.